Hey y'all, Dr. Jazz here, and before we dive into this episode, I wanted to read a review from one of our listeners. Just the Best '08 says, Dr. Wise has launched an amazing podcast. The content is great and so needed during these uncertain times. Thank you for inspiring your listeners to consider their purpose by listening to the experience of those in your circle. Looking forward to more. Thank you, Just the Best, for your review. And if you would like your review read, just be sure to leave one on Apple, Spotify, or Google. And let's dive right into our episode. Welcome to the Purpose Podcast with Dr. Jazz. I'm your host, Dr. Jazz, and we journey to purpose together. Today, I'm so excited because I have my trainer who never claims me, Micah Baisden, and he is originally from Albany, we don't know.
Albany, Georgia.
Okay, Albany, Georgia, and he now lives here in Atlanta, and he owns Powerhouse Sports. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jazz. How we doing?
I'm good. Go ahead and tell people why you don't claim me.
She just started doing right, everybody. So for the first part of her fitness journey, I had to wait to see if I wanted to claim her or not. But she's doing good, so now I claim her.
I appreciate that. I might actually make it to Instagram. If I make it to his Instagram,
I
made
it.
Really make it.
You're the Hall of Fame.
Alright, so as you know, I just jumped right in. So the first question is, what does purpose mean to you?
Purpose means it's your God-given gift to the world.
Okay.
It's something that is, if you don't resist your purpose, it flows pretty easily. Once you start to go against it, that's when, things start to get hard for you. Kind of like in the river, if you go with the current, it's easy. If you fight against the current, then, it's a lot harder. So it's just something that God has instilled in you, a skill, a trait that you was used to light up the world while you're here.
Yeah, that's good. So I think it's interesting that you talk about like this current going against it. I have a couple questions. So the first question is, what happens to someone, not necessarily you, we're going to get to you next. Okay. What happens to someone when they're like fighting against this current? Because I think I agree with you in that when you agree with your purpose, it's like, it's not all peaches and cream.
No, but it's just a lot easier.
Yeah.
Well, the difficulty of fighting against your purpose is going to vary towards the person. Meaning God is going to find a way to wake you up to get your purpose. However he sees fit, and he gets at people in various ways to get to you. So when you're going against your purpose, you'll find that anything else outside your purpose becomes extremely hard to complete. But the times in which you do walk in your purpose, and you will feel it when you walk in your purpose, it's just an internal feeling in your head, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it just flows, like you draw the people that you're supposed to draw, you're influencing people that you're supposed to influence, and you just leave your mark the way you're designed to leave it. So
that's dope. That's dope. Can you talk about like frustration when it comes to your purpose? Because I feel like when you go against it, I think you can be frustrated in a different way. So you can be frustrated when you are in it, but you're more frustrated with yourself and what's going on around you when you're against it. The frustration happens when you choose not to align with it. I think we all have a pretty much idea of how we want life to go for us, and when it doesn't go to as the script, you become frustrated and annoyed, and this is not what I planned, and I didn't see this happening, so you become frustrated. Even within your purpose, you become more frustrated. Not frustrated, just fatigued. Because when you give your all to your purpose, you do get tired. You are human. I mean, you're going to get tired along the journey, but it's just an overall satisfaction going with it. And then when you go against your purpose, it feels like I'm never filled. I need something else. It's something else I got to do. I got another task I got to go get done. But when you walk in your purpose, just every day is another step of like, that's good. I got it. It just flows. I think that I never thought about it like that. When I'm not in my purpose, I don't feel fulfilled. That makes sense. Because I think about This is our second time having to record this because of me.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but she said it.
Which I appreciate you for coming back. But in that, like, it was very frustrating for me. Like, man, I done asked this man to come do this, like, blah, 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 blah.
No, you good.
But it was also still fulfilling to me. You know, like, I didn't feel defeated by it.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of was just like, okay, cool. Like, and I feel like before I knew my purpose, I would feel defeated by stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like mishaps or missteps. But now I kind of take them and I'm like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
just
still
learn lessons. Learn lessons on your purpose.
Yeah.
You don't really like feel bad about it. Just like, okay, whether I succeed in this actual task and my purpose today or I fail, well, it's cool. I'm doing what I love to do. And just get what you're supposed to get out of that day, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, and you just keep
going.
Keep going.
Yeah, that makes sense. So let's talk about your journey. So was there a moment that you were going against the current?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I'm stubborn.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah. And I'm a strategist, so I like to write things out. I do believe everybody is an author of their life. So everybody has their own pen and paper, and you just write, you know, what you want life to be. But your plans and how your life's supposed to be is not the same.
Yeah.
I just want to let everybody know that. Whatever you write down and what you think you're going to get done in the order in which you're going to get it done, it's not going to go that way. I remember when I was in college, I went to Fort Valley State University, and I was an education major.
No one cares about Fort Valley.
Everybody cares about the Fort Valley State University. Everybody cares. So I written out, you know, things I wanted to do. To me, my plan was I was going to become an educator. I was going to teach for 7 years, then go after Powerhouse.
Okay.
That was my plan. So if looking at my plan's timetable, I graduated in 2013. I had my first job teaching in 2014. Now plus 7, which would be it was just now. I was just starting out, right?
Yeah, literally, you were starting out.
Just starting the whole dynamics of it. If it was left up to me, right? When you're seeking your purpose, it's almost like keys. Like, you know, everybody lose something and, you know, you throw over the house or you throw everything in the house.
Yeah.
But it's to that moment when you stop fighting to look for something so bad, that's when you find it.
Yes.
So when you're by yourself and what you say in front of other people don't match, is what I tell people. Like in your closed quarters, those are your internal and true thoughts.
Okay.
So when it's one-on-one with you and God, you pray to, you tell them everything that you really want.
Yeah.
Now when you step outside of that, you may have a different plan than what you said to on a piece of paper or to your friends. So I was praying to God that, you know, I just wanted to motivate and inspire the world and love what I do each and every day. I really don't care about money like that. Can't take it with you. But as long as I can inspire somebody to, you know.
This man got on Versace glasses. Man, he does not care about money. Keep going. I know. It's just funny to me.
I don't care about it. But I find more joy seeing people that I'm around at their best. Yeah. And happy. And if you're not happy, let us try to figure out why you're not happy, and then let's build a plan on getting that to change. That's what I actually love to do, just make people happy. But then I would go into a school building and be stuck in 4 walls every day, and then go home and pray something different, and then the steps in my day were not aligning to what I was saying in my closed quarters. Yeah. So he pushed me. Because you praying so loudly, I hear you, but you're not doing what you need to do. You're not taking the proper steps. So I stopped teaching in 2016.
So that was only 2 years of teaching instead of 7.
Yeah, two. And I was teaching at other schools in the Macon area, Fort Valley area, and then I came up here to Atlanta in 2014, and I taught at Columbia Middle School for about 2 years or so. So Instead of 7, it ended up being 2.
Yeah.
And I remember I already had the LLC for Powerhouse January 31st, 2016. I put the sheet of paper in a folder and said I'd get back to it. At least I got it. I got it. It's mine. I pay on it every year. Cool. I ain't gonna worry about it. See y'all in 7 years.
Yeah.
He had a different plan.
Yeah.
So November 1st, 2016, I stopped teaching September 15th, 2016.
So what was the push though? You keep saying there was a push, but what was it? Like,
everybody has an enough button.
Okay.
Like, and until you hit that enough button, you will settle and take and do.
So
you just, it don't bother you until you hit that button. It may annoy you, but until you hit that enough state where, man, this enough is just enough.
Yeah.
And I started to not like going to work. And it had nothing to do with the kids.
Yeah.
Of course, that's as many educator stories go.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with kids. Middle school children or middle school kids. And I remember when I was a middle school kid, I said, you know what? I understand.
Yeah.
I see why my teacher was like that, because I was just like this. But it wasn't a kid. It was just, I wasn't happy anymore. So I stopped. I had November 1st was the first time I was able to sit down in an actual gym facility in Tucker. And before that, I was training all over Atlanta. Meaning I was going from, I stayed in Doraville, Tucker area, so in the north. I was driving to Fayetteville, Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, downtown, around town, who just Winston Chapel.
Atlanta too big for that.
Whoever would let me train them, because I knew it was bigger than $1 at that point. Nobody knew me. I wanted to get the brand going, up and running, and whatever.
But that speaks to like, you know your purpose, and it's not about that. Like, it's not about the gas. It's not about going.
I'll take this L for right now.
Yeah,
it's an L right
speaks to that. Like, I feel like I tell people there's levels to your purpose. Like, at that level, like now, people come to you from all over.
Yeah.
You know, like when people tell me,
driving.
let me tell y'all, there are people that drive like 40 minutes
to an hour
to be there at 6 a.m. And when people tell me where they live, I'm like, I actually left my old trainer because he was 40 minutes away. Like, they will come. So yeah, that makes sense. Like, there's levels to your purpose. Yeah.
I think we talked about that the last time. It's three levels to your purpose. You got to accept it.
Yeah.
You got to align with it, and then you got to walk with authority in it. The hardest part is accepting a purpose that wasn't what you wanted it to be.
Yes. Yes.
That is the hardest thing for most people, and some people just don't accept it. That this is what you're supposed to do. No, I don't want to do it. Okay. Do your own thing, see how it goes. And then you just keep finding yourself surfacing the same thing that you're supposed to be doing anyway. Once you get over that first hurdle, now it's behaviors and actions comes with alignment. From your mind to your behavior to your thoughts to what energies you allow to be around you. All that embodies alignment. Alignment is a threefold thing. So once you accept it and you get over that and say, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, everything about you, around you, near you, in your proximity has to align with where you're trying to go. If not, it's just like an unstable foundation. It's going to fall somewhere and it's not going to click the way it's supposed to click. Which is going to make it harder for you because you're trying to figure out, why is this so difficult? And then you got to think about, who am I letting in my space? Who am I? It could be family, friends, because I do realize that you may lose family and friends within your purpose. Family and friends is just a title. I think we get lost and emotional on the title. You don't think people play on titles?
So, hold on. I was about to go somewhere totally different, and I will. But I've never thought about family just being a title. Like, if I call you, I have friends that I call family. You know what I'm saying? If you get to the family stage, like, what you mean? What you mean it's just a title? No, there's pressure.
It's a balance of being logical and being emotional.
Okay.
You cannot think properly always emotional because you're bound to make radical decisions. irrational decisions. Okay, and a lot of the titles, some of y'all don't even like your family. You just deal with them because that's my cousin.
I like my for the president. I like my family.
Not me. I love mine.
But I get what you're saying.
But we get so embodied on the title of a person that you cannot accept a spirit or energy for what it is.
That's real.
It is what it is.
That is so real.
So if you close your eyes and the person was talking, and you had, or you was reading their characteristics and their manners on a sheet of paper, would you want that person around you while you're trying to align with your purpose? A lot of the time, the answer would be no. But that's my mama. That's my dad. That's my sister. That's my brother. So, because you got one life, you got one job to do. Yeah. And it is imperative that you do what you're supposed to do and complete what you're supposed to complete.
Yeah, Jesus even said that though. When they were like, "Hey, Jesus, like your mom was looking for you," he was like, "Who was my mother?" You know, like these, I'm about to be about my father's business. So I was never. When you say it, it sounds so harsh, but then the Lord reminded me that Jesus said it too. So I'm like,
it gotta be logical, but you gotta have empathy and sympathy. People just like to play on the sympathy part. Yeah. And they overdo it, and you can't overdo it. You gotta have a balance in your purpose because people will play you to the left as long as you give them the rope to play you.
Yeah, that's true.
And they just play the emotional game. Don't you do me like that? Don't you tell me I can't be a part of your life? Why I can't? It's mine. Yeah. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would probably cut me off faster. Quick. So everything that you do in the alignment stage is so critical. Yeah. Once you align totally in it from head to toe, your awareness or the authority part of you starts to come out and elevate, and people will just gravitate towards your energy of, I gotta go be around this person. Yeah. I tell everybody that I train, I'm so thankful that I get to train you because you could have chose anybody in Atlanta. And Atlanta has a lot of trainers. You wake up, Sunday, I'm probably gonna have about 10 more trainers follow me that Atlanta that just started, and I congratulate them. But it's something about me that drew you to me, because I'm aware of what I have, and some people will, if you're not careful, if you're around people, that's why it's so important to watch who you're around, because when you become aware, they're gonna call you arrogant.
I literally just had this conversation.
They're gonna call you cocky and arrogant, and it's not that.
So you remember my time saying more? It's because I was processing a lot of stuff that we're talking about, just like who am I? What do I need to do? I'm saying I'm cutting the fat physically. Yeah. Thank you. And mentally, like I'm cutting the fat. And I literally was talking to one of my friends. It was like sometimes I feel like people are mad at me for chasing the things that I'm supposed to be chasing. And
because they see themselves they're supposed to be chasing what they're supposed to be chasing. Yeah. They don't want to chase it. So it's kind of like the crab in the bucket mentality. If I want to be low, I want everybody around me to be on the same level. That's unfair to you. That's unjust. Yeah, why I gotta be at your level? Yeah,
and it's weird because no one's gonna come out and say, Micah, how dare you start Powerhouse? Right? That's not what they're saying. But it's just like.
But their spirit will tell you that, like, you mad. Why are you mad? They don't even know why they're mad. Because they're not looking at you. They see what could happen when somebody believes in themselves so much, and they don't believe. Yeah. They don't want to believe. So now they're mad because I could have elevated, and you still can.
Yeah. And me, I'm like, we can do it together. Like, that's just how I am.
Yeah, I think I wrote it on my page. I said, change is inevitable. Mm-hmm. Growth is a choice. Yeah. Change is inevitable. Yeah. You can change for the better or you change for the worse. Yeah. Nothing stays stagnant. Yeah. Day by day, either you're getting better or you're getting worse. Growth is an actual mental decision to be better. Yeah. I'm growing. Yeah. And it comes with a lot with growing. Yeah. You're going to have to lose to grow. The smaller, the better. Yeah. Too many around, it ain't too good when you got too many people around. So that type of, once you align, you got to be aware of the people, because that's going to bring negativity to your purpose. Because all that hatred, I'm mad that you're so great. Yeah. Well, I didn't ask to be great. I didn't ask for this purpose. I was given this. How you mad with me? they're not mad with you. They're mad at themselves for not going the way that they're supposed to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I want to bring up how you started working out because that speaks to the authority piece. Like that was the story about you at Fort Valley.
Yeah.
Can you share that? Because I already heard it because it's the second round. But can you share it? Because I think it speaks to after you have aligned yourself, the authority that automatically comes with you being Micah. You know, just who Micah is.
So I went to college at 17. I had a football scholarship to go to Fort Valley. I think I was like 250, so I was still playing offensive line, defensive line, whatever. And being a college kid, you're going to do college things. I'll just leave it like that, right? So
okay way to say it.
Yeah, you know, well, without saying a lot, just said a mouthful. So living that college life, I think I went from like 250 to 282 by my sophomore year. I was in shape 250.
Yeah.
And now I'm still playing ball, still going, practice or whatever and training, but now you're 282.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this ain't it. I woke up one day and said, I'd had enough. I'd hit my enough stage with this.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't be this big. I don't want to be this big. It don't feel good to be this big. So school got out in May. And I just hit the switch. I was just like, bro, I'm not doing anything but eating right. And of course I didn't know nutrition that well, but I knew what to stay away from. I knew what got me to that point. I was 282, so I knew what I needed to subtract out my life at that time.
Yeah.
And I just worked out 3 times a day for 104 days straight. I didn't drink. I didn't do no extracurricular activities. I didn't eat no fast food. I think one time my mama had to beg me to eat a French fry. Beg me, 'cause I would say no every time. No, I'm good, mom.
Yeah.
No, because I was so in the zone of not staying at that person that I saw in the mirror. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was just me making bad decisions and being influenced in the area in which I was in. So May 282, August we getting ready for summer camp. I came back at 235. And my coach was like, what in the world did you do? And how did you do it so fast?
Yeah.
So I told him, so I'm still going to summer camp and still training myself in the stadium because I was so embodied in what I wanted for myself. And when I don't care how long practice was, I don't care how sore my body is, I'm going to do what got me to this 235 to keep it. Of course, you got friends in college, so, and people knew who I was. So they saw when I was bigger and I came back, so they saw me in the stadium working out, and it was just like, what did you do? And can we work out with you? I was like, yeah. I told them what I did food-wise, and I was like, I'm not gonna slow down my workout, so I don't mind, but I'm not gonna slow down, you gotta keep up, just follow me.
Yeah.
So, it was 3 girls, I'll never forget it. Those 3 girls did everything I was doing. Of course,
Like the whole work, like
everything I
your
was doing.
workout?
Yep, it was. I mean, of course they were going slower, but it was the fact that they was listening and wasn't even trying to battle back like, no, why we gotta do this?
Oh. Sorry about that.
Brief moment, please.
I'm gonna figure it out. Alright.
So they was actually, putting forth the effort to actually keep up.
Mm-hmm.
And boys, guys, as soon as you see girls working out.
Now you want to work out.
Now all of a sudden, I got guys at the stadium. So over the semester of time, it grew from 3 individuals, I think to about 20 to 30 people that would come to the stadium, meet me at the stadium, and just work out. Whatever I was doing, they was doing, and it wasn't no backlash, So one day I was at the top of the stadium, they was running up the stadium, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I can do this forever.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't know it was gonna turn to powerhouse.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can really do this forever.
Yeah.
And I marveled at the fact that y'all don't know me. We didn't grow up together, but yet you listening to me because I said do X, Y, Z. And so that's how the fitness thing started. You know, I fell in love with it, and my aura made everybody else want to fall in love with it.
I hope y'all can see my face. Boy.
Well, they didn't fall in love with it.
I get what you're saying.
So that was the beginning. The name Powerhouse happened in a meeting that I was having with my best friends. And we talking about college football. And my favorite team is University of Georgia. It always will be. I don't care how many times we don't win.
I was about to say, UGA is not good.
They're good. Let's not go there. You know, we just gotta get over the hump. We gotta get a ring.
And let's do all day, every day.
See what I'm saying? But anyway.
All day, every day.
So.
Champion.
Yeah, so we were talking about UGA, and my best friends, my male best friends are Nick and Justin. Both of those people I know for 21 years. And Nick said, well, what about Alabama? And before I knew it, I was like, oh, that's a powerhouse. So we all looked at each other like, oh, that's the name. That's what we're gonna roll with.
Yeah.
So luckily it was available on the state business website, and then we locked it in.
So where are they?
Justin is an occupational therapist, so he focuses on rehabilitation. So he has contracts with hospitals all over Atlanta, and he's the rehabilitation guy. Okay. He knows how to train. He has a degree in exercise science.
Oh, that's the man who comes to the gym?
You probably seen him before. No, that's Dave. That's another guy.
Who the little man that be talking all that crap? Are you gonna say Justin?
No.
What's his
name? That's Jordan.
Jordan.
Or Scrap.
I call him he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So Justin is an occupational therapist. Nick started out acting. Actually started out in politics. Then he went to acting, got on Netflix.
Oh, that's dope.
And now he's a marketing genius almost.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So now he does marketing for Powerhouse.
Oh, that's dope.
So now I got both of my best friends.
Yeah.
Even though we all came with it together, I took the forefront while Justin was preparing for his test to be an OT. And Nick at that time was in politics and living out his life. So I was like, well, I'll run it. Yeah. I'll do it by myself. So now it's the Three Musketeers. Yeah. Everybody's, you know what I'm saying, making the run now. So yeah, that's how I started.
That's dope. That's dope. And back to this authority piece, I think it's interesting that you started off with 3 people and ended up with, we're going to say 25, but I think that speaks to when you're really in your purpose, like, people just gonna listen to you. Like, it amazes me when people are like, Jasmine, when you said that, it did. And I was like, really? You know, like, because people are drawn to the fact that you have accepted it, right? That you have aligned.
It's an energy reading.
Yeah, and I think,
it's an energy reading.
And I'll be honest, like, so Micah knew me with my previous trainer. We're not gonna talk about that part of my life.
Trainers.
Now I feel like I gotta explain myself.
We was all in the same building.
Like, thank you. Like, don't try to play me like I just be hopping from trainer to trainer.
Oh no, thank you. They're great people, by the way.
Thank you, they are great people. But the thing I was gonna say is, I always was drawn to your training. Like, even when I was working out with my trainer at the gym, I would look over like, man, they like really doing, like, he really be having them do stuff. Like, I was doing stuff too. Like, don't get me wrong.
She was working hard.
That's the first time you ever said that.
While they were looking.
That's the first time you ever said that.
Now, when they ain't looking, she ain't working.
Bro, that's funny because I was about to be so hyped, but never mind. Okay. But yeah, like, even in, I'm saying that to say, I'm working out with somebody totally different. And I'm still like, bro, like you, and I think, is his name Keon?
Oh, yeah. Keon.
Y'all too, every time y'all was in the gym, I would be like, bruh, like, I don't know what's going on, but them 2 people, like, I would love to train with them. So just to speak to, like, yeah, like, I'm in there doing my own thing, minding my own business. But
I'm in my own world.
Yeah, and you, like, I was like, man, like, they really are working. It just, I think, again, it just speaks to, like, who you are, and you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're doing that thing. Yeah, like, it speaks to that. So my next question kind of is, I don't know how to say it, but I think you've already answered it. So I feel like for some people, I call it a big bang, where you just kind of wake up one day and you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But some people like me, you kind of like slide into your purpose and it's kind of like, oh, this is what I should be doing. Which one do you think kind of relates to you and how your purpose develops?
More of a slide in.
Yeah, okay.
And that's how it should be.
Okay.
I think, if you go with it how it's written, it's going to flow how it's going to flow. Now, not saying that you're going to have all great days, because in your purpose, you're not supposed to have all great days. Believe it or not, because you'll learn to appreciate each day for what it is. Because every day is a lesson, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a slide. Like when you accept it, it's so easy, so easy. It's just you're going to get physically tired. That's where you got to find your balance in your purpose. Balancing in your purpose is so key for your longevity in your purpose. Okay. You don't want to burn out in your purpose. That just comes with your alignment, and in your alignment, you got to set boundaries of what you will accept and what you won't. Regardless who it comes from, this is what I will allow, and that's it. Yeah. I don't care who you are. Yeah. Because if I allow anything else, now you officially just threw me off my purpose wall. Yeah. I can't afford that. Yeah. So when you have those boundaries in your alignment in your purpose, and you're walking into your authority, it just it fits like a glove. It's just your custom made outfit. Mm-hmm. Nobody can fit it. It starts to become hard when you start trying to add stuff to it. Y'all want to cut the pants a little bit. I want to do this to the shirt, and then the whole outfit is off, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. Just put your outfit on and wear it, and let your energy and your aura speak for itself. Yeah, that's dope.
What are some specific things you had to cut out? So I'm trying to cut the fat. You call it alignment. It's the same thing. But what are some things so that people? Because I think relationships are the hardest. So what are some things that aren't relationships that maybe you had to cut out?
Selfish behavior.
Okay. Like what?
Just I want what I want when I want it. I think everybody, it's different between having boundaries and being selfish. Okay. You're supposed to be selfless in your purpose, and you still have boundaries and be selfless. Because God is going to take care of you in your purpose as long as you're walking in it. You ain't got to worry about yourself. Yeah. He got his hand over you, so don't worry about you. And sometimes I would just be so selfish. I want what I want. No, I ain't gonna do it, and you ain't gonna tell me to do it. Yeah. Had to cut that out, cause it's not about me.
So even when building Power, or just before Powerhouse?
In Powerhouse, before Powerhouse, just in general, as a person, like being selfish was one of my things. Like I want what I want when I want it, and I'm stubborn. Yeah. I had to learn to understand that. I gotta let stubborn go. Yeah.
I'm glad you know that about yourself.
Can't be bullheaded all the time.
I'm so glad you know.
Now certain things I'm still like, you gotta stand on what you stand on. Yeah. But the things that you know that you may not be right, or you can listen to another opinion, I had to learn how to listen and be submissive in my purpose.
Let's speak to that. So were there people that came along that was like, all right, Micah, this is how you build?
Yeah, and at one point, I thought I knew everything. Yeah. Whatever. And you get like that. But you just gotta learn that nothing happens by chance. Everything happens by design. Yeah. Like the people that you meet, the people who may text you, you not know them, or they walk up to you, they've seen you the first time, and they get to talking. That's not by coincidence. Yeah. They can talk to anybody, but they came to talk directly to you. Yeah. So get what you're supposed to get. And sometimes I would just throw it off. I want to say it, but in my mind I was listening like,
they don't know what they talking about. I do it not all the time, but I do
from time to time. You have to submit. Yeah. That's the greatest drawing mechanism in your purpose. Submission. Submit to it. By default, you get authority, in which you don't have to speak about. Yeah. It draws people. Yeah. You don't have to be like, oh, look at me. Yeah. Once you submit, your aura gives the authority that person, that energy has something I need for my purpose in my walk. I gotta go over there. I don't know why yet. And as you start to intertwine with them, interaction, then you be like, that's why.
Yeah.
Because they're helping me on my walk to get in line so I can help somebody else. It's just it's accountable. Just like each other.
Yeah.
So that being submissive in all phases, cutting people, I think you said relationships.
Yeah. But
that's hard.
I was about to say
it start off hard and then becomes easy once you see what's the bigger picture. It's always hard because people, like I said, don't have a good balance between being logical and being emotional. So of course, if you interact with somebody for so long and relationships are in the kind, you're going to develop emotions.
Yeah.
So to cut a person off that you have been emotionally tied to, it can be drastic and hard.
Yeah.
If you don't, but at the same time, is it worth being detrimental to what you're supposed to be doing?
Man, I'm trying to figure that out right now. To be honest, thanks. This
I'm talking to myself like it's not.
I be trying to explain to him why something not gonna work, and he do not care. But I understand what you're saying. But I'm just thinking about people like me that are one. I think I just accepted my purpose maybe 6 months ago, if I'm being honest. You know, so one, just not accepting it, and also watching it develop and seeing the different avenues it's gonna take. It's still hard for me to say this person may not be in my life in this way, right? And what does that mean? Because I just think it's harder than he's making it seem.
No, I said in the beginning it is hard. But think about those internal thoughts you have about that person that caused you so much XYZ. Yeah. Now you want them to be there, but in your closed quarter, you think about everything that's not going and not helping you in your walk. But you still want them to be there, you're not thinking logically.
Why is that not logical for me to want this person who I love or adore?
You can love from a different space. You want to keep them in that space in which you met them in.
Yes.
Everybody can't stay there.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
You can have love for them. You can still want to help them. But you got to think about the bigger picture when you talk about purpose.
And see, in my brain, I'm so communal in general. This is not about me. This is about you, but we here now. So
we're talking to everybody.
Everybody. This is what we saying. So like, I'm so communal in general. So like, literally, the password for a lot of stuff for Prosper has like some version of we and win. Yeah. I'm the only person that owns Prosper. But in my brain, when I win, everybody wins. Right? So don't be trying to break into stuff. It ain't we win. But it ain't we win. But like it's some version of that because I'm just communal by nature. Right? So to me it's like we friends now. It's like now that we friends, right? Like whatever I'm doing that I know will benefit you, I'm gonna text you. Right? Because that's just who I am by nature. Like I'm always trying to help my friends. I'm always trying to be like, yo, you should go after this. Like that's why Prosper is what it is. Like I help people complete their goals and their dreams, right? So when you say like, no, this person can't go with you in that way, I just can't I can comprehend it, but it's hard for me to comprehend it because I'm communal by nature. Like selfishness is not my being. Like I will give until it ain't nothing left to give. So it's really, if you like me, I don't know.
Before it has to be me. And since she brought the Bible up, Peter said, "Save yourself."
Where did he say that?
You got to save yourself first.
He said that.
Yeah, save yourself. How can you help others when you're not where you need to be?
I mean, that's true.
So you got to make sure that you are in a position to then go and do what you need to do. But you got to save yourself first. You got to work on you.
And
there's nothing wrong with we. Nothing wrong with it. You need a we. Adam got Eve. You need a we. But before Eve got that, it was just Adam. So me before we. And if you can't give it, how can you give?
Yeah, I believe you can give from an empty cup. I definitely believe that.
So,
but I don't know, y'all. This is something that I'm working on.
I just didn't wake up like this and be like, I can cut everybody off. It's not.
I'm glad you're saying that.
I'm telling everybody.
This is the only Micah I know.
It is hard, but once you see a glimpse of what you can be and what you should be, you never want to lose that image ever again. The peace that you feel when you wake up. I'm not worried about nothing.
Yeah.
You stress less.
Yeah.
Once you feel that and it feels so good, you like, you know what? Me or you? I choose me every day. Because I have I have other people that I interact with that need some type of positive energy pool. Yeah. So if it's you over here.
If I'm drained from our interaction,
how can I help that really need it when they're on their own and nobody knows what they're going through but they're in their head? I was put to this person. I was put in this person's journey for a reason. Yeah. I gotta do my job. Yeah. This ain't helping me do my job. So I can love you from a different space. Yeah. Not saying, forget you always and forever, but in this space in which I put you in, it's not beneficial to the whole journey. That's selfish when you keep that. Because now you're hindering yourself from growth. And now you're going to change for the worse.
I'm about to change my life now. Thanks, Micah.
I try to help everybody as I go. Because I'm not perfect. It just, I talk to myself so I can talk to others.
It makes sense. I don't want you to think that I'm like, that's rude. Or like, I understand what you're saying. I just know people that are bent like me that are just like, no, like, we're all family. Like, because that's legit how I am. Like, I don't know if you know that about me, but like in the gym, I'm like, no, like, you got this. Like, we got this. Like, that's just who I am.
Because they did what? They showed you, right?
Yeah.
They gave you an action.
Yeah.
Family is an action, not a title. It's what you do.
That's true. That's why I said, like, earlier, I was like, yeah, these friends have become family to me.
Because they showed in their behavior. They kept showing you the action. Yeah. So once you get that, it doesn't matter what your last name is. We're on the same frequency. Yeah. We're family. We belong here. Yeah. So the action got to come at a point. But if anybody's action, even your own, are not going to what you say you want to go, you just attract it. And time ain't gonna wait on nobody.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go back to Micah because I've done processed too much.
We've been talking about me the whole time. I'm talking to her. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to y'all.
We gonna move on with that. All right. So one question from last season that I think will be particularly interesting for you to answer, just because of who you are, is what is one thing you should be doing that you're not, and why? Like when it comes to your purpose, not necessarily the powerhouse, but just in general.
One thing that I should be doing that I'm not. Learning how to accept help. And learning that my purpose doesn't have to be in my hands to be my purpose.
That's good. Yeah.
I think we get so, I talk about me. I get so in tune with myself that I think it gotta be done by me. Yeah. Not allowing the other pieces that should be in it to help it be what it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's mine, it don't have to be in my hand for it to grow, because it won't grow by two hands alone. Yeah. You gotta have other pieces to come in.
You need the rain, you need the sunlight.
Yeah, you need all those elements, and those other people that come into your life, they're gonna bring those elements to help it grow. But if I was sheltering it because of this mine, no, you gonna mess it up, get out the way, now that I do it, and you'll stunt your purpose growth. Yeah. If you think that it gotta be in your hands. If it's yours, it's yours. God ain't gonna let if you really walking in, he's not gonna allow nobody to come in 2 feet of it that don't supposed to be there. So if he's telling you, without telling you, I'm gonna put this person here, and they mean you well, it's something that's in your purpose that you can't do by yourself. Yeah. That they're gonna show you. Yeah. If you let them. But if you close the door, well, now you just close that element of your purpose. Yeah. Now it's lacking. Yeah. And that was hard for me.
Yeah. I get that. That actually makes sense.
So now I'm receptive of nothing happens by chance. Everything happens by alignment and design. Yeah. So if you can feel when somebody means you well. Yeah. They have nothing to gain by your success. Nothing. They just generally say, hey, I see this person, they're walking. I have a different element that can help them walk better. Yeah. Let me help. Yeah. And when you open up and say, help me, When you submit, it grows.
Yeah.
When you fight, you'll stay at level 10 when you should have been at level 100. But to everybody under 10, oh, you the. But everybody that's 11 and up, like, boy, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You killing yourself.
Yeah, and I think it also speaks to what we're gifted at, right? So, like, you're gifted at training. Like, you can attract the people, you can train the people, blah, blah, blah. But you may not be good at scheduling the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You may not be good at balancing the book.
Yeah.
Like,
Logistics.
Logistics. You may not be good at that.
Hey.
And I think that our giftedness when it comes to our purpose, also we need to take that into account and be like, no, like I do need help in this area, and that's okay. So when we're walking in our purpose, and there comes a point where you know that you don't know how to do something, it's okay to ask for help, because like Micah said, like the people that are coming your way are meant to come your way. I hooked up with this. Her podcast actually comes. It's either the week before yours or week after yours. I don't know. She has a purpose. Hers is called the Purpose Collective, and I'm on her podcast, and she'll be on mine. And one of the questions she asked when I was on there was like, "Why did you reach out to me, even though we do the same thing?" You know, like we both have podcasts, we both work with purpose, like all this stuff.
Two different POVs.
It's I don't know what points of view. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know what POV is. But not only that though, but I'm so confident in what I'm supposed to be doing that nothing she does is ever gonna so we're actually like cool now. So if I see an opportunity, I'll text her like, yo, I see this. Like she does the same for me. Like we support each other in that way. Like, hey, apply for this grant, you know, whatever.
You don't feel threatened.
Yeah, you don't feel threatened. And when you are really walking in your purpose and you get to those moments where it's like, I don't know how to do this. Like,
but I know somebody who
does. I know somebody who does. It really helps you grow and blossom, like Micah was saying. Like you do need the rain, you do need the wind, you do need, you need all these different things to actually grow and blossom. So that makes sense. And I'm glad you learned that.
Yeah, I did. I learned the hard way.
Okay. I'm glad you learned. And my last two questions are always, what is your purpose? And if people get nothing else from this podcast, what do you expect them to get?
So what's my purpose, or what I view my purpose as, is to help everybody I come in contact find their why and live in it. And live in it unapologetic about it. Okay. To motivate and inspire people to just do what you say in your close quarter, because that's your true you. Yeah. Be who you say in your head that you are, and do what you say that you really want without apologizing or try to fit somebody else's template. You are unique. Everybody's unique, so you shouldn't fear nothing. I can't be you, you can't be me, and that's the beauty of life. Yeah. And you have a unique mark, so leave it. Because if not, you can't take it with you. Yeah. So that's my overall purpose, just to motivate and inspire people to walk in their purpose, walk in their why, and just do it with all authority. Whatever that may be. I don't know, and I don't need to know, but you know. Yeah. As long as you know, I want you to go do it.
Yeah. That's good.
Last question.
If people get nothing else from this podcast, what do you want them to get?
I hope I lit a fire within you. Maybe your fire has went out. Maybe you didn't have a sense of direction in which way you wanted to go. Maybe you've been thinking some of the things that we have said. But I hope I gave you that spark to light up whatever you need to light up. Light up the people around you, light up the community, your household, your family, your friends. But everybody has a job to do. So if you haven't been doing it, I hope this helped. If you have been doing it, I hope it gives you an extra push to keep doing it. And if you already know that you are the line and you're walking in your purpose and you're walking in authority, just keep doing it. And then not only you keep doing it, but make sure everybody around you is doing it as well, and all of you all grow. If everybody got a hand on everybody's purpose and is growing, then it's a beautiful picture. Yeah. Beautiful garden. So that's it.
Thank you, Micah, for being here. I enjoyed this conversation.
I did too.
So y'all, thank you for watching or listening. Whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever, we thank you. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'm Dr. Jazz, and we're journeying to purpose together. I'll see you all next week.
See y'all next week. See y'all next time.
week's episode of the Purpose Podcast with Dr. Jazz, where we journey to purpose together. On this week's episode, Micah let us know that we should accept our purpose, then align with our purpose, and then we'll have authority. If you want to learn more about Micah, you can find him at Mr. Powerhouse ATL on IG. And as always, if you got anything from this episode, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And shout out again to Just the Best 08 for her great review. We'll see you all next week.